Hey, welcome to episode 118 of Credit 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about which debts you should think about paying off first. Now, when it comes down to paying off these different debts, you guys don't just, we talked about the list previously. You put everything on a piece of paper, you wrote out all your lists, you typed it up, whatever you did. Don't just think, okay, let me just start paying them off. You got to prioritize your debt. So I put together a few things that you guys should prioritize and a major no in terms of what you should just avoid fully. Like, stop thinking about this debt, stop worrying about it. And we're going to go over that. So the first thing is, if you guys have mortgages, car payments, utilities, or student loans, those are top priorities. Okay, those are the things. Like, if you're behind on it, if you have these different debts, you should pay that off first. And if you guys are on your debt-free journey, then this is something too where you guys may think, okay, let me start paying off these things first. Now, this is something that if you don't pay them, you guys, your mortgage can report you late, your car payments can report you late, utility company could possibly report you late or give you a collection. And then these student loans, you do not want to mess with any of these. That's why I said these are the top priorities. So if you're behind on these, then this is what you need to think about paying off. You don't need to be thinking about anything else but this, okay? I don't care about that collection that you may have. If you're behind on your mortgage, I don't care about a collection. If you're behind on your car payment, I don't care about that collection, okay? So that's why I want you to pay this off first. Now, the next thing is think about paying off your newer debts, because when you pay off your newer debts, that's going to help you build your credit faster. I see people that have current late payments on their credit cards, and they're asking me, hey, Rickita, what credit card you think I should get? The one that you have, bring that back current. You already have one. Bring that back current. And I think about like relationships. It's just so funny how people think about getting new relationships when it's like you already have a relationship. Try to pour into what you have already. Okay. Work on that first. You're trying to do extra things and just pour into the credit cards that you have right now. Pour into relationships that you have already. Okay. Before you think about pouring into other things. And that's just an example. Like, when I think of credit, I think about real life situations, and I think about what people can do in their current situations. Like, pour into what you already have. Don't think about getting more credit cards if you can't even pay the one that you have right now. Bring the one that you have right now current. You probably 30, 60, 90 days late. Bring that back current, because you can actually remove those late payments, and then you can revive this credit card. You can keep this credit card without having to now have a charge off on your credit report and now trying to go with a new company. You can fix the relationship that you have in right now with this credit card, okay? And any debts too that you may have on your credit reports, it don't necessarily have to be a credit card. It can be your car payment that you have. Some people, don't have a car payment. Some people have your student loans. Fix these accounts first, okay? Or any debt that's newer right now that's reporting on your credit reports, because it's going to help you build your credit and help you move on further. And I think about things that's going to push you forward. When you think about paying off debt, which debts, when I fix it, is going to help me become a better person or have better credit, help me move forward in life. Don't be thinking about the past. That's the biggest thing. Be thinking about the past, or even think about these older debts that's past the statute of limitations. This is that thing I was telling you where it's a no. If it's already past the statute of limitations, then don't worry about it, okay? Because older debts are going to be deleted from your credit report sooner. Like I said, some people worry about some of those collections. Oh, I want to just pay this collection and just charge off. Is it already past the statute of limitations? Because they can't sue you, right? These are things you got to think about. And remember, statute of limitations is the amount of time that companies have to actually collect on the debt or sue you for the debt. And usually it's 2 to 6 years from the last payment that you made. Okay. So when I was in Wisconsin, we had it where it was 6 years. So technically we had 2024, which was 2014, start all over, right? Technically it's 2024. So you have to think about it. So now we're looking at debts that's from 2018 and sooner. Okay. Those are the debts. Anything that's past 2018, it's like, hey, listen, you can't even sue me for this debt. It is what it is. And I have debts like that too. And I tell people that I messed up on credit cards, and I literally got it deleted from my credit reports. These companies never sued me. And guess what? They can't technically anymore. because it's more than 6 years past that 6 years since the last time I made a payment on that account. So I want you guys to understand this. I don't want you to think, oh, let me pay this, that, or that, because they can't sue you. And if it's bothering you, delete that account from your credit reports and move on, okay? But I want you to know it's certain debts you should pay now and certain debts you should not even really think about. And I know a certain debts I just would not pay. I won't worry about coming back to your company. I just will not pay it. And I want you guys to understand that too. So again, worry about really the mortgages, car payments, your utilities, and student loans. Those are the major things. Those are the things that you want to make sure that you take care of. Or also, too, if you guys have credit cards right now, if you got late payments on, you need to catch up on those different things, any type of loans that you may have out there. You still have a relationship with these companies. It's not totally messed up. It's not a charge off. It's just late payments. Please bring these back current, because that's going to be the biggest thing. Now we're going to talk about more about paying off certain debts that's reporting on your credit reports. And then we're going to talk about the difference between a creditor and a collector in the next episode. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Call me 833-Rickita, or you can go to my website, Rickita.com, and schedule a call with me. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you guys have. But please make sure you guys know exactly what you want to do when we talk. That way I can say, okay, this is what you need to do. This is an hour. This is what you can do. We can go over those different things, but I'll see you guys in the next episode. Hey, welcome to episode 119 of Credit 101. In this episode, we're going to talk about the 4 methods of paying off your credit card debt. Now, you guys, you have to really start learning yourself. Try the different methods if you want. Don't just say, okay, I'm going to just do this method. Try and be realistic with yourself. That's one thing I learned, and I really feel like I'm getting very mature. I know what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. I know what's going to work and what's not going to work. I'm honest with myself. So I'm going to kind of put my, I cannot do this, or this is what I have done. I know what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. Okay. So that's why I have 4 different methods on here that you could try. Find out which one is best for you. Okay. But regardless, when you guys are paying off your credit card debt, make sure you continue to pay the minimum on all your credit cards. I remember when I used to, years ago, I used to think, oh, let me pay off my credit cards. And I used to be like, okay, I'm just going to make sure I pay off these. Even though if I don't pay, I'm going to stop paying on this credit card, paying a minimum. Because I'm thinking about credit card. I'm thinking about you guys have maxed out credit cards where I was at. I used to say, oh, I'm not going to pay this one at all. I'm just going to put all my money on this credit card. And then when I had this one paid off, I'll come back to pay these. Don't do that, because they're going to report you late. And the late payment is what we care about the most. I just think about protecting your credit at all costs. Okay. I understand you might have to pay interest, but again, you want to pay a lot of money trying to remove that late payment, and then you want to pay a lot of money for having a late payment. Them charge you just for a late payment when you could just pay that money in interest and call it a day. This is going to hurt you more. So regardless, pay the minimum on all your credit cards. The next one to think about is pay off the credit card who say that they're going to delete it from your credit report. So some people may, maybe you have a lot of credit cards on your credit reports right now that, they're not good. They're all messed up. They're on the charge-off status. And now you're just trying to figure out how to get it deleted or how to move on with your life. Maybe you're at this stage and maybe you need to think about the company that's going to actually delete it from your credit report. That goes for all debt, even collection companies. If a collection company don't negotiate with you, saying you can pay a lesser amount than what you actually owe, or they don't say that they're going to delete it, well, why pay them? You got other stuff you could be focusing on. And that's the same thing with these credit card companies. So figure out which ones say that they're going to go ahead and delete it from your credit report, and see if they can send you something to say, yes, once you pay this, we'll delete it. That's the one you probably need to pay off first. And that's for those people that you probably don't have any good credit cards right now, but you have a lot of credit cards on your credit reports and you having a very hard time deleting it. Then think about those companies that say they'll do a pay for deletion. Go ahead and pay that debt and get it deleted. The next method is you guys may want to look into the snowball method. With this method, you're going to sort them from least to greatest. So figure out which one has the smallest balance. You're going to continue to pay all your minimums, no matter what your situation is. You guys always pay the minimum. That's the basic. I don't care what method you're doing. You're going to pay the minimum. And any extra money you have, you're going to put it on the one that's the least. So I suggest that you sort all of your different credit card pay balances from least to greatest, and all the extra money you have, you're going to put it on the one that's at the top, whichever one is the least. Once you have that paid off, or you got extra money, put it on the next one. Okay. Now the key to this is, you guys, don't get back into debt. Don't just start using your credit cards again, because it's going to mess you up. I'm going to talk about a method for those people, because in my situation, the debt snowball was not always the method for me, because I needed to still use my credit cards. and it just wasn't a method for me. For those people that say I'm going to be completely out of debt, I'm never using credit cards again, go ahead and do the debt snowball method. And if you guys are one of the people that's like, I'm just paying too much money in interest, I need to just stop the interest. I need to stop paying so much on that, and you're more disciplined, and you're not. I'm gonna say, if you're just more disciplined, then maybe you want to think about paying the one with the highest interest rate first. So figure out, you can put them from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate, and then start paying the one with the most interest rate. And then once you have that paid off, go to the next one, and the next one, go down, down, down. And remember, this extra money that you have, because you already still paying the minimums. Last but not least, this was my most beneficial one. This is what I actually did when I had to pay off all my credit cards. I paid the ones that was most beneficial to me. So to me, I thought about, okay, which one is the most beneficial? I don't care about the interest or anything like that. I'm thinking about the most beneficial. And I'm thinking about those people that literally your credit cards are maxed out. You probably don't have that much extra money, but you do want to start paying off your credit cards. Pay off the ones that give you the most cash back. Because at least if you have to use those credit cards again, because a lot of times if you're paying off certain credit cards, you're going to continue to use credit. I used to just pay off the one that gave me the most cash back, pay it off. I'll keep paying it off. And then it got to the point where I didn't need to use it again. So now I have a credit card that's completely paid off, but I can still use it. I can pay that back and still have more money to pay my other credit cards. That's the one I did, whichever one's the most beneficial to you in terms of building your credit. And again, if you have credit cards, that maybe you have some good credit cards where you can continue to use them, and you got some that's charged off, I wouldn't even be thinking about those charged off ones. Once you charged off, that's it. Like, you don't have to wait until I get some more money. I'm going to focus on the ones I can use now, the ones that's reporting good for me, the ones that's going to report every month. Those are the ones that I want to pay off. And I want you guys to think about doing that method also. Now, I told you guys in a previous video, or maybe on a live, if you guys watched me, I told you guys the method of, if you guys have credit cards where you're like in a rut, you like, I don't have any extra money, like all my credit cards are maxed out, so now I'm just using cash to pay my utility bill, for gas, for groceries. If you're using cash for those different things, please put that money on a credit card that's going to give you cash back or some type of rewards. So say if you had $1,000 credit card and it's maxed out, but you still got a $300 utility bill that you're paying every month. You still paying $400 in your groceries, and you still spending $300 in gas in cash now because your credit card is maxed out. Stop doing your debit card. Use all that money you're going to put on your bills on that debit card. Put that money on the credit card. Once they report to the credit bureau showing that you have a $0 balance, go ahead and pay all of your bills with the credit card now. All you're doing is shifting money around, because at least you're going to get some type of reward on the credit card. Think about it, if you just get 2% back, you can get $20 extra per month. Especially if you get 2% back on this credit card, you can get a $20 extra by just shifting your bills on this credit card, and you're going to stop paying interest on the credit card because you're paying off your statement balance technically by your due date. Okay, and that's just paying off your credit card in full by the due date. Once they report to the credit bureaus, go ahead and pay your bills up, even if you got to pay them a month early. Say if it's the 15th, your bill's not due until the 1st, but you technically use your money, or you're going to use that money up. Please just pay off that credit card, and when the first come, or before the first, go ahead and pay off that whatever your utility bill was. Use it for gas now. Use it for your food, because at least you'll stop paying interest on that credit card. Okay, so that's a method that you guys can use. And now that you're not paying interest on that credit card, just think about $1,000 they charge you interest on that credit card. What if it was 30% interest? Like, what if you was paying interest on that credit card, plus you're missing out on your rewards, the extra $20? Like, think about those different things, and think about which credit card you want to pay off the soonest. And I would say that credit card is going to give you rewards. And stop, if you have your debit card, if you're using your debit card because your credit card is maxed out, I wouldn't care if you found a credit card, and I don't want to say found, you see which one of your credit cards, or you can completely fully pay it off your statement balance by your due date, or just pay it off completely by your due date and max it out. If you can just get in the cycle of maxing paying that off completely, at least you can stop paying interest on that credit card. You can use that money that they would charge you in interest. Now you can put that on your other debts. So definitely keep that in mind. In the next episode, we're going to talk about the difference between a collector and a creditor, because it is a difference, and paying off these debts is going to be different depending on, if it's going to be a collector or a creditor. So let's talk about that. If you guys have any questions, please call me 833 Rickita or go to my website, Rickita.com, and schedule a call. I'll see you guys in the next video.